On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're going to talk about crazy Super Bowl conspiracies. Let's go. Welcome to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan.
And I'm Brendan.
And this is BJ in the Morning episode. Don't even know.
We stopped counting.
Getting pretty close to 60, I think.
We're old.
We're getting
so old.
Give me my walker.
Or like 60 weeks, isn't it? 60 years, I guess. Like
In cat years.
in cat years?
Yeah.
60 weeks is still like 2 years.
Yeah. Still getting pretty old.
We're
dude.
up there, though. Yeah, we've done a couple episodes now.
Getting up there.
We still haven't figured this shit out.
It's okay, though.
Someday.
Because we're figuring it out with you. Now, let's have a word from our sponsors. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be friggin' crazy, though.
Just kidding. No sponsors.
But if you want...
Quick disclaimer, though, before we start the episode. We're both pretty sick. Yeah.
But like sick, not like sick.
No, we're not sick.
We're... Yeah, that's how it sounds.
That kind of sick. So if we sound a little weird or we
sound more weird than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you hear us ruffling some papers, it's probably us putting
what's crazy?
cough drop in.
My voice has been crackling.
Yeah, same.
And it's not fun.
No, and I feel like my voice just kind of sounds like it's just raspy.
Yeah.
And the longer I talk, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
So let's see how long this episode lasts before our voices are just completely gone.
Just completely gone.
But we don't take weeks off here.
Hell no.
Unless we plan it in advance, like a year in advance, and we're like, hey, this 1 week, we're doing not an episode.
Hell yes.
But we're not going to just randomly not post an episode.
Hell no.
Banana bread
at work, dude?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But like, I love that video so much.
It's great.
It's so good.
It's a good one.
But yeah, we're both sick, so we're if we were to be sponsored by someone this week, it would be for me Vicks Vapor Rub.
Vicks Vapor Rub and
all the Vicks products.
Theraflu
For you? That's what you're using?
No, I don't do Theraflu.
I seriously have Vicks nasal spray. I have Vicks cough drops. I have the Vicks like cough syrup stuff. Yeah, it's a good time. We're really promoting healthy habits by hanging out together. But if we're both sick with the same thing, meh.
It could not be the same thing. So we could go home and
get sick again.
Get sickish, or
sicker-ish.
More sick?
I don't want to think about it. I've been sick for like 3 weeks with 3 different things.
Yeah. So my sponsor for this week, I gotta tell you, is melatonin.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You've been talking about your insomnia.
I've had crazy insomnia like the last week and a half. Well, actually longer than that, like 2 weeks. So 3 weeks. Holy shit. So when
time's flying.
It's
February.
I went out of town. I went to Oklahoma and
for business, not pleasure.
Business, not pleasure. And so like the schedule they gave me while I was out there was at night, right? So like I'm like tired. It's nighttime. It's past my bedtime when I'm going to lunch, you know? And, every day for the first week, I'd go to my room. I'd pass the F out, wake up at like 10, go to the gym. I had a great schedule going.
Yeah.
Make some coffee, took a shower. I was like, man, maybe the schedule ain't so bad, you know? And then, slowly but surely, I was like, hey, I'm off of work. Like, when I work during the day, do I go to bed when I get home?
No.
No. I'm up for like 6 hours or more.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I do when I get used to that schedule?
Yeah.
I stay awake till
All night.
5, 6, 7 in the morning.
And then sleep all day.
And sleep all day until I gotta go to where I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
And I got used to that, dude. And I did that for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple nights where I didn't sleep at all. Like, I stayed up till 11 or 12 in the afternoon and then went to bed.
Yeah.
Yuck.
No, that doesn't sound fun at all.
And so when I came back, my class ended at 1 in the morning. My flight was at 6 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
The same day.
Yeah.
So I stayed awake, obviously, so I don't miss my flight.
Mm-hmm.
I get on that flight. I sleep for what, an hour?
Yeah.
I get home. I sleep again. And then I'm up all night.
Yep.
Till 5, 6, 7 in the morning.
Ugh. And there's not like an easy reset for those moments.
No.
You know? Like, because I've had insomnia before in my life, believe it or not. I don't know if you've ever had the nights where you just, I don't know, like I have anxiety, and sometimes I just get anxiety all night long where every 5 seconds I'm wide awake, like freaking the F out for no reason, you know? The last time I did that, I did not sleep for 2 days, like more than probably 30 minutes total, you know, like combine it all up. And you can't just like say like, well, I guess I'll just wait until 9 o'clock tonight and fall asleep. Because then by 9 o'clock, your brain's like, no, you're supposed to be awake right now.
You know what? Wake up.
How about you?
How about you
stay awake?
Yeah. How about
you say no?
How about fuck your responsibilities?
How about your bed isn't comfortable today?
Yeah. How about you got other shit to worry about?
How about watch an entire season of Cobra Kai on Netflix in one sitting?
Right. How about
or 2?
You're tired? How about you gotta pee now?
How about that one little hair on your leg that just keeps itching and you gotta scratch it?
Yeah.
And if you don't scratch it, you're gonna be up. But if you scratch it, you're gonna be up.
How about let's pace a couple laps around your living room and grab some water because you're really thirsty.
Hey, but now you have to pee again.
You know what?
You're
so thirsty
that you're gonna die.
You have a headache.
Oh no.
You feel a migraine coming on.
How about? With that migraine, how about? You also need a snack now.
Oh.
And you know what?
I haven't eaten in a couple hours.
Quick snacks.
Yeah.
You have microwave for 6 minutes, flip the thing over, microwave for another 3 minutes, and then you got to watch the timer like it's crazy because everyone else in the house is sleeping, and if that alarm goes off, you're fucked.
How about you're so hungry that you're like, I want some eggs.
You're so hungry, you could be like, I'll just DoorDash.
Yeah.
2 a.m, I got to go get it myself.
Yep, $67 later.
Yeah, for one, like, I don't know, taco from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
You don't eat Taco Bell, man. Like,
well, actually, I willingly ate Taco Bell in Oklahoma.
Who are you? It's not that bad, right? It's not real. It's not real tacos.
I do enjoy my what's it called? The Doritos Locos?
Yeah.
Doritos Loquitos Tacos or whatever.
Doritos Locos Tacos?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Loquitos Tacos?
That just sounds like a food truck that popped up down the road.
Yeah. Anyways, insomnia. I started I had to go back to work and like I work at 7 in the morning.
That's bedtime now.
Guess what? Went to bed. I took this sleepy time tea which didn't have melatonin. It had like other vitamins
like
supposed to like relax you and stuff. Fell asleep, no problem. Guess what? Woke up. Hey, I feel great. I slept 8 hours.
Nice.
Looked at the clock. Slept for 45 minutes.
Oh no.
Dude. 45 minutes, and I felt refreshed. You know, I was ready to go.
Yeah, take on the day.
And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna stay up because I feel good. And then 3 hours later. Your body says, nope.
Yeah.
You didn't sleep enough. How about you sleep again? My first day back to work, I was 9 minutes late.
And that's a no.
That's a horrible.
That's a no.
That's a big no.
You never late for work.
Yeah.
Not like you. Yes, never late for work. But like other people, I was late to work this morning by 1 minute.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. And it's because I took sleepy time medicine last night for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I could not fall asleep. It was 1 a.m. and I knew I had to be at work at 8 a.m. Could not fall asleep. Couldn't breathe out my nose.
Bad
so
idea.
I was like, I'll just take half of this.
Yeah. Bad idea.
Slept till 8:20.
Ugh.
Had to be at work 8:30.
Ugh.
Got there at 8:31.
Yuck.
Anyways,
so
your story.
I've recently discovered melatonin. I'm
just opening the drawer from under the table.
I was in desperate need of sleep.
I remember I asked you about the melatonin thing the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you asked if I tried taking any melatonin, and I was skeptical because it's like, you know what? I don't usually do that. But I did, and I slept for like 9 hours without waking up, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I honestly might be addicted to melatonin because I would get up, felt good, energized. I don't think I've ever slept that much, like consistently
throughout the night,
like ever.
Yeah.
And
since I was a baby.
I was telling one of my buddies at work, I was like, I took melatonin last night, and you know what? I can't wait to go home and take it again, dude.
Immediate addiction to it.
Yeah. But guess what? Last night I slept without melatonin. So
good.
I've been trying to like wean myself off of it.
Yeah. I know I took a lot of melatonin when I was in college because the first time I was in college was before like we got an apartment together. But I could not sleep ever. I stayed up all night hanging out with friends, doing stupid stuff, you know.
Yeah.
We were 20-ish, somewhere around there. And yeah, dude, when I started going to college, I had a class at 7 a.m. on the other side of town. Yeah. So 45-minute drive. Had to be there at 7. It's college now. It counts, you know? Like, right. So I just started taking melatonin, and there were so many times that I would sleep until I would take it at 11 at night or before, and then I would sleep until 11 a.m. Oh. I would not wake up through any alarms. Nothing. Yeah. And then I think when I got promoted at work to when I was living alone, that's when it got bad. I don't know. I did this because my sleeve was falling down.
You were living alone.
I was living alone.
In that bedroom over there.
No, not that bedroom. But I like started taking medication for my like anxiety and depression, stuff like that. And then I decided I should take some melatonin. I haven't been sleeping that well. Yeah. The mix of those two, man, I slept for 14 hours one day. Wow. Missed my entire shift of work. Wow. So I never took melatonin again.
That's crazy.
Yep.
You know, I think I'm just going to plan it out because I do get into like this vicious cycle of like, oh, you know, Thursday night is my Sunday, essentially. It's the end of my weekend. Friday is my Monday. Every Thursday, I'm up till 2 or 3. Yep. Because I like slept in on my days off or whatever.
Every Tuesday, by the way, I'm up till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
When we do the podcast on Tuesday.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like I'm up late and I'm like, fuck, I gotta work at 7 tomorrow. So I think like on Thursdays I'm gonna take it for sure, like no questions, in bed, 8 o'clock, whatever. On karate nights, maybe, because it's like I'm up late already, like 9 or 10, and I'm like, it's hard for me to fall asleep after I was just active, and you know what I mean? It's weird. My body's weird. It does the opposite. Yeah. You go and you work out and you're like, should be tired now. Nope. I want to keep going. Yeah. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. Hey, Benny. Energizer Bunny.
Just keeps going and going and going and going.
Just keeps going and going and going. And just like Mama said, life is like a box of chocolates.
You always know what you're going to get because there's a card that tells you what it is now. Oh. Yeah. Speaking of candy, that's not what this episode is, but Valentine's Day is coming up.
Oh, it is. Next week?
It is next week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right?
Wow.
We made it this far. Remember this time last year?
Yeah, we're gonna have to do another Valentine's Day episode.
Well, especially because the next episode of this podcast that we're doing comes out on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh,
It should be pretty good still. Maybe we'll talk about like romantic comedies or like the best and worst love songs of all time.
Sure.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But today's episode,
Yeah,
now that we're gonna get back on track,
let's do it.
if you're cool with it, unless you have
I'm
anything
okay.
else.
No,
You have anything else?
just that I'm addicted to melatonin.
And I'm addicted to Vicks. Vicks, please sponsor us. We like to breathe. We're talking about, because it's coming up this weekend,
The Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't say that. We have to say the big game.
The big. Excuse me.
Yeah, because the words super and bowl, when you put them together, are copyrighted. So we have to be careful. So you can say the bowl that is super. That's fine.
Bowl that is super.
Or the big game.
The big game.
The big game. Because if you say the other thing, where you put super
And bowl.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
really close together,
Mm-hmm.
they get pissed.
Really?
Uh-huh. Do you want to say it again just because no one listens? Like, they're not going to say shit to us.
The Super Bowl.
The big game.
The Superb Bowl.
The superb.
Bowl.
The okay
Yeah.
plate.
Yeah. The superb dish.
Yeah. We can go with that.
Yeah.
Now I'm just picturing a plate with like a Superman cape on.
The dish.
The dish. We can call it the big dish if you want.
The big dish.
The dish. So we're talking about the big games on Sunday.
Yeah.
Who's playing?
Kansas City Chiefs
Uh-huh.
and the San Francisco 49ers.
The San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Is Kansas City Kansas or Missouri? Because there's a Kansas City
Good
Bowl.
question.
I don't know. I would assume Kansas, but also
no. The more popular Kansas City is in Missouri.
yeah.
You know that, right?
No.
Should I look it up?
You want to look it up now?
Because
That
I really can't answer that question.
you know how many times I've rooted for the Chiefs or thought about the Chiefs in any way? This right here, right now. Also, just a disclaimer while you're looking this up. I don't think you and I are super into football.
No.
We have teams respectfully.
Missouri.
Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs.
Yep.
Okay.
Crazy, right?
Missouri loves company, you know,
Yeah.
especially the Chiefs.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we're not big football fans.
true.
When was the last time you watched the Super Bowl and cared about it?
Every year.
Uh,
I do watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So here's my thing.
Mhm.
I'm not a huge football fan.
Right. Me
Which
neither.
I
I
used
used
to be.
Yeah.
And then every year it's like I kind of follow here and there, but it's like I'm not too crazy about it. I don't know the names of the players.
Yeah, I used to know some names.
Yeah.
The ones that were worth
Following.
yeah.
Yeah. But like it seems to be like every year around the playoffs I start to pay attention
Yeah.
because I don't have a team, I don't have anyone to root for, so I'm just kind of like this is fun
Mm-hmm.
being a non-biased viewer
Mhm.
at this point, at a very exciting point of the season.
Yeah.
Right. And then once you get to the Super Bowl, I can
The big game.
Right, the
I
big
said
dish.
It too. I said it too. The
Big
dish.
dish.
When you get to the dish,
The
main course.
I can make a decision on who I want to win based off of the best of the best. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're only rooting for the team that you want to win,
Yeah.
like everyone else.
Yeah. Instead of just like going through the whole season and being like, well, this team's doing all right. This team's doing all right. This team's never going to make it. You know? So it's just
Or
like,
being sad the whole time when your team's not doing good because you settled on one team, like most people.
like me with baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me with nothing. I don't follow
So-
most sports.
I want to say every year the big game
Mhm.
is important to me. Not as important like as to other people.
Right.
Like people throw parties and
And see, I like that aspect of it,
Mhm.
right? Like Big game parties.
Big game.
The dish parties. The big dish parties are pretty fun. I can tell you, like, when I was growing up, there was always a party around it.
Oh,
you know?
it was huge. It was a big deal. I feel like it was a bigger deal then than it is now.
And I think that comes down to some of the things we're going to talk about with the big game conspiracies.
The big dish.
The big dish conspiracies. Is it as fun as it used to be to watch football? No. 99% of the game is ads. There's commercial breaks every time there's a play, every time there's a down, every time blah blah blah, right? But there's also commercials now, picture in picture, while they're playing. There's now commercials on the stadium walls and all these things, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I started losing interest. It's like it became more about the money, which we know. Money's important. Cool, we get it. But like I don't know, it got worse and worse and worse.
The push for the money was like it just became very overwhelming. And here's the thing, like even back in the day, like the Super Bowl was such a big deal, let's say 20 years ago.
The big dish.
The big game. Big game. The big game was such a huge deal 20 years ago that like even my dad, who like my entire life has never like gave a crap about football, would get pizza, invite his brothers, and invite his brother, his family, my other half of the family, and we'd
sit down.
We'd watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I remember watching
The
like
big
I think the big dish. I remember watching like the Steelers and like Green Bay Packers or something. And like I was a kid, dude, literally a kid, and it was like a huge deal.
I'm gonna look up all the past Super Bowl contenders.
Okay.
The big game contenders.
Right.
The big dish contenders.
Big dish.
Big dish contenders.
But like you said, everything's about money. It is a show, essentially, is how it feels. And that's where this conspiracy comes in, with, people thinking that, everything has, the NFL is scripted is what they're saying. Right. And the way that I feel about it is, if it is, scripts can be changed, right? There can be revisions. There can be curveballs. You know what I mean?
So I pulled this up while you're going. Of Super Bowls that I remember, basically all the way back to like 2002.
Okay.
2002
I'm going to say that's about when I was talking about.
We would have been 10. So 2002, February 3rd, was New England and St. Louis.
Okay.
And then after that was Tampa Bay and Oakland. And then New England, Carolina, New England, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Seattle, which I do remember watching that game. Indianapolis, Chicago, New York Giants, New England, Pittsburgh, Arizona, New Orleans, Indianapolis, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, which would have been 2011.
Oh, no way it was that soon. That soon?
The only other time that Green Bay is in this lineup is in 1997.
That was it?
That was it?
That was the one? I'm just kidding. No, I know for sure it was the Steelers. For sure. For a fact.
But yeah, I remember watching a lot of games. I definitely remember 2014 Seattle and Denver, and Seattle won. And then after that, the next year was New England and Seattle, and that was such a close game.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that game.
Fun fact.
We're not going to talk about that game.
Remember we were watching the World Series, and we went with our friend Devin, and San Francisco Giants were playing, and we went to Hooters. It was you, me, and Devin, and I just kept saying, "Let's go New York," because the New York Giants football team.
Yeah.
And it was a San Francisco Giants baseball team.
Yeah.
And I was going, "Yeah, let's go New York."
New York Giants. Yeah. Were we drinking?
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Anyways,
you know how many times I remember going to Hooters? Nope.
never.
I remember walking into Hooters
Once.
and then we go bowling sometimes right after.
At Bedrocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Bedrocks. Is it still there?
Closed? I don't know. I think it closed.
Did it become something else?
I don't know. I have no
I'm not
clue.
going to look it up right now because it's not pertinent to this
Right.
topic. But
So let's get into our Super Bowl conspiracies. Now, the biggest one is...
wait, do you want to save who we think is going to win for now or later?
Later.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it later.
Okay.
So the biggest conspiracy that started at the beginning of the season, okay, was when the NFL released the big game.
The big logo.
Logo.
Yeah.
And it had these specific colors on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
color theory. Gotcha.
people put two and two together that the last two logos before this,
Just the last two?
the last two. So before the last two logos, like this year would be three, right?
There wasn't colors and stuff.
There
right?
wasn't
was
colors. It was just a silver LIX or LI
whatever it was.
or
Whatever
whatever.
Roman numeral that we still use every single day here in America.
Right.
Yeah.
So just like silver letters before. So now they started making them fun, colorful, and
I do remember last year's because like the last year's Super Bowl was in the last year's big game. The big dish was in Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
So I thought their like logo was for the like Arizona vibes.
Right, I can see that.
What colors was it? Oh, you're gonna get into it. Continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the last two logos had predicted by color who was going to be in the Super Bowl. Coincidentally. Accidentally. So, Super Bowl 56 2 years ago was the Bengals and LA Rams,
which is like
orange
and
yellow.
So
I
knew that.
The theory is that the logo had orange and yellow on it, and the smaller amount of color was the winner. So as you can see, this one, orange,
so mostly
orange
on the top,
small yellow.
Rams
won that year. Okay.
Aren't the Rams like mostly blue though?
Sure.
I don't know.
Blue and yellow.
Continue.
Blue and yellow. And then the next one, Super Bowl 57 last year, was green and red. Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs. And the smaller of the two, Kansas City Chiefs. Right. What's cool is that you said it resembled Arizona. You can kind of see the Arizona flag in there.
Yeah, that's why I thought they picked those colors. Like the turquoise was like for Arizona.
That is pretty cool. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
But
you know how I saw that? There was a big display at Kroger. At Fry's.
Right.
They had a big old display for Pepsi, and it had the big old logo on it, and it was like,
"Hey,
oh, that's pretty nice looking."
Yeah. Hey.
Continue though.
That's our flag.
What's with the logo this year?
So the logo this year was, let me go again. It was mostly purple with a splash of red.
Okay.
And so the conspiracy was, like, one of the only purple teams really is the Baltimore Ravens,
right,
versus San Francisco. Why not the Chiefs? I'll tell you why. The Ravens and the Chiefs are in the same
right.
league
division.
Yeah. So they thought, yeah,
sure. We know,
right?
Sports.
So
we like sports, and we don't care who knows.
So the theory was Baltimore Ravens, San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, I can totally see how that makes sense.
This is where it gets crazy.
Okay, it does get crazy because we know, as of now, that those aren't the two teams.
Right.
One of them but not the other.
Sure.
So
So
we're breaking this down like a freaking BuzzFeed podcast right now. Okay?
Love it. Two guys who don't know shit about football talking about football.
It's like those two dudes who do the ghost hunting. You know the ones I'm talking about?
The two dudes that do the dudes and the dudes do
the ghost
other dudes.
Just dudes being dudes.
Doing dude stuff.
Doing dude stuff. Boys being dudes being boys.
Yeah.
Man. Sports.
Men.
We like sports. You remember that song? Please tell me you remember this. We like sports.
Do you know how it chews to feel 5
gum?
gum?
All right, get back to the purples and the reds and the
yellows and the oranges and the
ginseng
greens
and the honey.
All right, this is where it gets crazy because your boy,
you specifically, you, okay,
your boy.
Should we be sick for more podcasts? Because I
think so.
The chemistry here,
it's crazy.
Woo.
But your boy,
you specifically,
right? Yep. Pays attention during playoff season.
Just the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts getting a little crazy, right? So then you slowly see, okay, whatever teams are getting knocked off. I'm not gonna go through all the teams right now, but
right.
Then I get to the game,
the birds and the non-bird ones,
the birds and the non-birds, but
and the bees.
But here's the crazy thing is like the number 1 seed for the playoffs were the Ravens
and the Niners.
49ers. So they automatically had buys. They didn't have to play through all the playoffs.
Just the last ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
because they won so many games throughout the regular season.
Right. They had a higher seed.
This is for the people who don't know.
Sure.
Us. Mostly.
Right. So then, the playoffs is taking place. You see who's advancing, you see who's winning, and then you see the 49ers play against the Detroit Lions. Let me double check my facts here. Detroit Rock City. So so San Francisco plays against the Lions for the championship. And then the Ravens play against Kansas City for their championship. And the winners of the championship advance to
the big game.
The big game.
The big dish.
The final dish.
The bowl, that's super.
Yeah. So, with that said, it's really looking like it's going to be
the two that they were predicting.
The Ravens, the birds, and the non-birds.
The birds and the miners.
Right. The 49ers.
The 40 miners.
Yeah. So, with that said, the Detroit game and the 49er game was first. 49ers win.
Yeah. We knew that. It was predicted with the colors on the logo.
Right.
Right.
So then the final game.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together. I love it when the plan comes together. That's what the NFL was saying.
A-team reference.
I love it when the plan comes together.
Yeah.
The Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs play their game.
And everyone's like, it's going to be the Ravens. They're going to be fine. They're going to make it.
And the Kansas City Chiefs pull through.
Step it up.
They step it up.
But they had something the Ravens didn't have, which we're going to get into. Are we going to do it now? Are we going to say it now?
No.
Not yet. I'll hold my tongue.
Right. So, here's the thing where it gets fishy for me.
Okay.
All season long, we've been seeing all these crazy, like crazy point scores, like 36-7, or crazy gaps in between these games. Which, sure, when you get to the best of the best,
best of the best,
it shouldn't be a crazy gap like that, right?
Yeah.
But
they should be equally matched.
Yeah, but the Ravens lost by a single touchdown.
And how did both those teams? So the Ravens were first seed, right? So they were fine. They were good. They killed it all season. But how was Kansas City throughout the season?
As far as I know, they were doing all right.
Were they the third seed or something?
I don't know for a fact.
Yeah,
but I know they had to play, I believe, in the wild card.
So that's the thing, right? Is that if a team comes back like that?
No, they did not. Oh, they did have to play in the wild card.
Okay,
they did.
So they were way at the bottom, like 8th seed probably, right?
Yeah. Don't quote me on that. I don't know for a fact.
I'm making up numbers as we go.
I just know they had to play. The Chiefs had to play 1, 2, 3. They had to win 3 games to get to the
big game.
The big game.
The big dish.
Yep.
And they won all 3.
Right.
But they played the wild card, which means they weren't really doing hot all season.
Doesn't sound like it.
Fishy. This sounds fishy.
Yep.
Suspicious.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the Chiefs had a wild card.
Yeah.
In their pocket.
They had the wildest of cards.
The wildest. Is
this the point?
This is the Joker card.
Technically.
Of the 52 card
especially,
deck.
Especially, I just want to laugh about this. Like, we started making jokes like this 3 episodes ago, 4 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm. But this is
their wild card.
This is your king or queen to your ace, dude.
Yeah.
In blackjack.
This is your draw 4 wild card.
This is
Uno.
I got a game of Uno,
and
it's like I don't remember what it's called. It's like wild or it's like untamed or something like that.
Yeah.
They got draw 6. They got draw 10s.
It's like draw 10 or like
it's called
moon
Savage.
Someone. You know, like,
Savage.
Have you seen that one?
Which
Where
one?
there's like little dares on each one, or you draw X amount of cards.
Oh yeah.
But this was their card.
Right. Their card. Boom.
They threw it down.
Cash it in. Fold up the paper.
It was a skip, get out of jail free card. Go. Yeah, see, you're choking up about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Taylor Swift, baby.
It's Taylor Swift.
And like I said, not saying this is true at all, but if the NFL is scripted,
which this is the first time we're saying it on the podcast, by the way.
If
it's scripted,
if
they're going the way of the WWEF, whatever the letter is now,
right? Scripts can be revised.
They typically are.
They usually are rewritten multiple times.
Yeah. What was it like? Star Wars was rewritten like a week before release or something?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the new ones.
And let's say when the script was written, they didn't know that
Taylor Swift was going to be a contributing factor.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce would make it throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
Right?
They were
just a fling at first, right? Yeah. Nobody knew. And then they were more open about it. And they're like, oh.
And then people were watching.
She's here.
And then people were watching the games.
She's here.
People that don't watch football.
Now, here's the funny thing.
Okay.
And listeners.
Because it all starts coming together.
Listeners, listen up.
Listen up.
Let me tell you that since Taylor Swift started attending Chiefs games.
Yeah, just going to hang out.
Her presence at the Kansas City Chiefs games has helped generate $331.5 million.
I thought it was views. So it's monies now. It's a money thing. You remember earlier in
$331.5 million in revenue.
You remember earlier in this episode where I was like, I should stop watching football because the money became more important than the game. There.
So
it's all culminating in this one moment of T. Sweezy being at the big dish.
They sat down with their book and they said, look at how much money we made because of T. Swift.
Because they stopped making as much. You know, like over the last couple of years, especially I think since the pandy.
Yeah.
The big game hasn't been the biggest of hits.
But now they're like, hey, we got to play our cards right.
We got to play the 13s
and get Taylor Swift to the Super Bowl.
That's a really good reference, by the way. The 13s that's the cards they're playing for Taylor Swift.
Right.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to that. So we got to get Taylor Swift to the Super Bowl so that we can get millions upon millions.
Because they couldn't get her for the halftime show.
Right.
They got Usher.
Right.
And Who else?
Reba McEntire.
Reba
and Usher.
and Post Malone.
Post Malone.
I did see that someone's holding out for a Justin Bieber appearance with Usher. Could be fun.
Could be fun.
Could be fun.
But, like you brought up, Taylor Swift is supposed to be playing a show in Tokyo.
That same day.
I think,
yeah.
Well, the night before.
No, it's the same day, but there is a time difference.
Okay.
Right. The time difference is 13 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And the 13 thing, that's Taylor Swift's favorite number.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a thing where that show in Tokyo, right?
Tokyo? Yep.
Is her 13th show.
Her 13th international show.
Yeah, right. That's where I was going. Yeah, the international shows. 13th.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we pull up with the thing? It was like, what Super Bowl is this?
Super Bowl 58, 5 plus 8.
What does that equal?
13.
Shit. Okay, one more. 49ers. Add that together.
4 plus 9?
4 plus 9.
13.
What else? What else do we have?
This is Taylor Swift's 13th game attendance.
13.
If she shows up at
She's got 13 hours.
the big game.
At the Super Dish.
Yeah.
She's got 13 hours to get from Tokyo on the 11th to Vegas on the 11th.
I highly doubt she gonna miss that game.
Yeah, 100%.
Highly doubt it.
100%.
Oh, sorry, can't make it.
But with all the hype, what if she doesn't? What if it's too much pressure for the Chiefs? Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs.
The Missouri Chiefs.
But also, just based on all this, there's too much like weird coincidences for it to not feel fishy. Lots of 13s going around.
Fishy in the big bowl?
The other one, it takes place on the big game.
Big game?
On the 11th of February. 2 plus 11. 13. Fuck.
Something's fishy in this bowl.
You know what's fishy in this? You know what's super fishy in this bowl?
What's going on?
It's just super fishy in this bowl.
Talk to me, Goose.
The wild card pig is gonna probably win the big super fishy bowl.
Big fish. The big fish.
You say the big fish.
The big fish.
Got me.
Talk to me, Goose.
The big fish.
The big fish.
Yeah, it's not the dish anymore.
It's
not
the
big
dish.
fish.
It's the big fish, dude.
Because we all know 80% of people out there watching the game for the game. The other 20% are watching the game for the commercials. But now that number is gonna be so skewed.
Probably 90% are gonna be watching for
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, or let's say she's not there.
Yeah.
They're still gonna watch for Travis Kelce.
Yeah, because they support their bae.
Now he's bae.
Yeah.
Now he is.
They support him because she supports him.
Because of her?
The Swifties, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of her, he's the heartthrob of the year.
The NFL.
Of the year.
Of the year? Out of all people?
Gotta be.
He's got the support of the Swifties, man.
Yep.
It's over.
Say goodbye, George Clooney.
49ers ain't winning this game, dude. And if one person's going to come out on top after this game, it's Taylor Swift.
Well, that's what we got to talk about now.
Yeah.
So, I don't want the Chiefs to win.
No, but they're gonna.
I want the 49ers to win. But
regardless, Taylor Swift is winning this game.
the Missouri Chiefs have to win this game.
It sounds so bad. The Missouri Chiefs.
They're gonna win this game.
They're gonna.
I couldn't tell you what the score is gonna be.
13.
13 to
1 to 3. Can't even.
So
yeah, it's gonna be like a 13-point gap. Watch.
Something weird.
13-point gap.
Something weird like that. But the Chiefs, they gotta win. They gotta win.
You know what's even wilder? It could be 31 to 13.
Oh.
Oh.
Whoa.
Watch it happen. Watch it happen. We said it here. Watch it happen.
Should
13-point gap.
Hey, we are not financial advisors.
We're also not financially stable.
Do not make any bets based
or
on anything
mentally
we
stable,
said.
or physically stable at that point. But yeah, 13-point gap.
Yeah,
Missouri Chiefs.
So congratulations to the Missouri Chiefs,
Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs
in the Big Fish,
in the Big Fish Bowl,
in the Big Fish,
the
Bowl.
Super Fish,
Super Fish Bowl,
Super Fish Bowl.
Here we go. There we go. We did it. We
figured it all out. The colors with the teams. Taylor Swift made the NFL a bunch of money. The Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs made it to the Big Fish game because of Taylor Swift making the NFL money. And now the Kansas City, Missouri Chiefs are going to beat the San Francisco 49ers. With a 13-point gap at the Big Fish Bowl on February 11th, 2024.
Yep.
But Taylor Swift is going to win the Super Bowl.
Either way.
Anyway.
Either way. And that is why it is the, say it with me,
the Big Fish.
The Big Fish.
I was like, I don't know what the fuck we're saying. The Big Fish. The Super Big Fish Bowl. But yeah, so those are the Super Bowl conspiracies of this year.
Let us know your thoughts.
Who are you rooting for in the Big Fish Game Bowl?
We know it's the Missouri Chiefs. Because if you're not,
you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You said you don't want them to win either, though.
I don't. I'm actually rooting for San Francisco, which means I'm wrong. 100%.
And you're okay with being wrong?
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Taylor Swift.
I will not cave to the Kansas City Chiefs winning another Super Bowl just
because of Taylor Swift.
Just like I did not cave when the Patriots got 6 Super Bowl wins.
I don't want
to. No. The Patriots would go to the Super Bowl again and be like,
meh,
fuck it.
Yeah, don't even want to watch.
I don't care.
Yeah,
don't care.
Tell me when they win.
Yeah, tell me when they lose. Actually,
for real.
Which now, guess what?
They're not even there. They're not even at the Big Fish Bowl.
Losing.
Yeah,
losing.
Loo-hoo.
Cruising for a bruising.
But who do you think is gonna win the Super Bowl this year? Like seriously, who's gonna win?
Yeah.
Do you believe in any of these conspiracy theories that we've talked about just regarding the Big Fish Bowl Super Game?
And if you have any other conspiracies, please let us know because we are pretty into conspiracies. We like hearing conspiracies. Should we bring up the other conspiracy I was talking about?
Which one?
You know, the one with the halftime show, or
the halftime show?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, we got like 10 minutes.
So another conspiracy is allegedly the halftime show is just this big like satanic worship thing,
like
ritual.
Yeah.
And apparently people have been finding like time and time again like
demonic imagery, Illuminati stuff.
Yeah, subtle.
I think
subliminal messages.
I think that's just people putting what they think out there. You know what I mean? Like it's a concert. People, but I'm saying from both ways. People put out what they want to put out, right? They're dressed the way they want to dress. They do the hand signals. They do the things. Blah 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 blah. The people who see them interpret them the way they want to. So if your brain's saying Illuminati shit, you're gonna see Illuminati shit. If you're like, oh, this is some demonic stuff, you're gonna see demonic stuff. Get over it.
But should we keep an eye out for any?
Hell yeah, because it just feeds to the conspiracy. Yeah. Fucking
for Usher.
For
Usher, who probably hasn't like performed in years, probably.
And then Reba, she's a hardworking mom who doesn't take any time off and just does stuff for her kids, right? What is the thing? I don't know.
So like, where does that come from?
They need to
Is
cater.
she like the pre-game show?
They need to cater to a bunch of different genres of music, right?
Mm.
Because they also got Post Malone in there, who's like hip hop, but also
kind of
country, but also kind of rock. You know, like in a sense.
So Reba is
Country.
tailoring to
Taylor Swifting.
Taylor Swift's the Swifties.
The Swifties.
Yeah.
Usher
Is
it came out
everybody.
20 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
What about when Creed was in the halftime show?
Yeah.
In 2002?
I don't know. It was just when the Cowboys went. Probably before that.
Somewhere around there. But yeah, I think.
Or actually, no. It was just at a Cowboys game. I don't think it was a.
I don't know.
I don't think it was a Super Bowl or a big
game. Yeah.
Show.
I don't know. But keep an eye out for any conspiracy.
Let's go there. The murder's cake. Come on, let's go there. Can you take me higher? To a place where blind men see.
This is where we're ending the podcast like this.
Can you take me higher?
You started going goofy right then.
Sorry.
It's okay.
My phone keeps falling. It's pissing me off.
You know what, though? This is a good place to end the episode. So, let your phone fall. But also, just throw it on the ground.
But also,
I think we should, I don't know, like, moment of silence or something.
Oh, right.
Because we lost a really important figure in the country music scene. And I know we don't look like people who are, like, into country music. I don't think we listen to country music daily.
No, not
but
daily,
more often than not.
Yeah.
And I think anytime we get the boys together,
yeah,
we play some country hits sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we lost Toby Keith.
Toby Keith is very sad. I was very sad when I found out.
Yeah, he passed away Monday night.
Last night. Monday night.
Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. We were like talking about it and playing music before we started recording and everything. And yeah, I just thought we should bring it up. Love Toby Keith.
Yeah.
So
very sad.
Very sad. So we're just gonna not have outro music today.
Yeah.
I think it's a good place to stand because we can't play his music, unfortunately. They'll get mad at us.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is a moment of silence for Toby Keith.
Toby Keith,
the great American angel.
Yeah, that's what you're going with?
He's an American angel.
He's an American angel.
Now.
He's an American angel.
Yeah, he's watching over all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, we should have been cowboys. We should have learned to rope and ride.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks so much for listening to BJ in the Morning. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Juan. And rest in peace, Toby Keith.